What is up, everybody? This is Lyle with No Hippie Trucking and Transportation, and I got a little bit of a rant I got to go through today. Now, before I get into that, y'all know how I feel about Prime Ink. I'm all about the ink, baby. You know what I'm saying? So, this is just something kind of minor, but I was just I was just calling in a while ago to speak to a dispatcher, and I heard uh, they had a pre-played message that was going on before somebody would answer the phone, and basically it was talking about drivers. You need to check your bill of ladings, you need to check this, you need to check that, all this stuff we got to do. And you know what? We got to check all this stuff, but listen, here's something that mildly pisses me off, and it doesn't piss me off because I really care about it. It pisses me off that it's such a small and minor thing. I don't know if somebody's trying to get over on me or somebody's trying to get over on Prime or what the situation is. In reality, it really doesn't matter to me, other than the fact that it's one of those things where if somebody's saying we need to check all this shit, that somebody needs to check this shit as well. So let me kind of get into what I'm talking about. So I get this load pre-planned sent to me. Do you want to accept the load? Do you not want to take it? Now listen, I'm not the person that's going to overanalyze a load and try to break everything down. In the long run, I think everything's going to work out. I'm not going to deny a load for a number of different reasons, but here's the load that came across. It was a load going from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania to basically Chicago. You look at the load, tells you how much it's paying, all this stuff, and it tells you what the weight is on the load. So the weight on the load was supposed to be 16,100 pounds, right? I get the fucking load. Now, first of all, before I got the paperwork, they're like, you're done. So I'm out there trying to get my tandem set, and I'm looking at my front gauge, and I'm like, this shit cannot be fucking right. So I'm out here messing around with the tandems, trying to get everything, trying to get everything done so I could get out of there as soon as they give me the paperwork. And I'm trying to figure out why why everything isn't balancing out the way I thought it should. Anyway, I get the paperwork, and the load is 43,000 pounds. That's a 30,000 pound error. Now, would I turn the load down based on that weight? No. I wouldn't have turned the load down based on that weight or anything like that. But, when it comes down to, us supposedly having to check everything and do all that stuff, I mean, there are some people that would not take a load based on the weight. That would not be me. But there are several people that would look at that and say, you know what? You're going to be burning up all this fuel on this load or whatever it is. So, for a lot of people, the weight is a major factor on if they are going to accept or deny a load. And if you're 30,000 pounds off, I think that's a little bit more than a round off error right there. So I don't know if that was a Prime problem or a shipper problem or what the deal is. And it happens quite a bit. This time it just happened to kind of really piss me off a little bit more than normal. First of all, because I'm in the state that I hate the most, Pennsylvania. Second of all, I'm be lugging this shit up and down, the entire state of Pennsylvania through all the mountains, all the way through, the mountains in like right around Ohio, but I'm be lugging this shit up and down all the mountains and stuff like that. So I mean, it was a little irritating, more than anything, but it really wouldn't irritate me at all, to be honest with you, if it wasn't like placed on the drivers to be double checking and checking all this shit and make sure that this is signed, make sure that's signed, make sure you have this number on there, make sure you have that number on there. So I think that's why I'm a little bit more animated about this, is they're expecting all this stuff, but then when they sent this load and then several other loads, and sometimes it's a load where it's in our favor, they'll say it's 40,000 pounds and it comes in at 25,000 pounds. But I'm new to this game, so I'm not 100% sure of how this stuff happens, but or why these loads tend to kind of change as far as the weight and stuff is concerned, but that I think had there not been so much of emphasis put on drivers checking everything and doing all this, it wouldn't really bother me. But when that stuff is getting put on the drivers, and I feel that um, the same emphasis needs to be put on either the shipper or Prime or whoever it is that's coming up with these imaginary weights that are getting put on these trucks. Anyway, still loving Prime, but sometimes, sometimes you got to get on the people that you love as well. So that's what I'm doing here, or else I wouldn't be keeping it real, and I got to keep it real. So thanks for stopping by No Hippie Trucking and Transportation. I appreciate it. Comment, subscribe, and I'm out.